Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to English Corner grammar lesson. As promised earlier, we will talk about gerund, verbal noun and present participle. Lesson objectives. Having completed this lesson, the students will be able to identify the gerund, verbal noun and present participle forms. Students will be able to differentiate among them. The students will be able to understand the use of these three things. And the students will be able to use these forms in sentences. So let us have a unique look at gerund, verbal noun and present participle forms. All these forms, gerund, verbal noun and present participle forms, they originate from a verb. And all of them are called verbal because they come from a verb, but they are used as other part of a speech like noun or adjective. All of them are verb plus ing form. For example, walking, running, eating, practicing, etc. Examples: swimming is a good habit. So here swimming is used in the position of a noun. The writing of proposals demands technical knowledge. It is also used in the position of a noun. So writing, after a determiner and before a preposition, we have a noun, and here writing, though it is taken from a verb, it is used in the place of a noun. Do not disturb the sleeping baby. So you see, sleeping is used after a determiner and before a noun, and it is the place of an adjective, and sleeping, a verb plus ing form, is used in the place of an adjective. So what is a gerund? So gerund is a verb plus ing form and it is used as a noun. It originates from a verb but functions as a noun. A gerund is placed in the positions of a noun. For example, subject, object, prepositional object, etc. That is after preposition. A gerund refers to the process of the action of the verb. For example, subject, that is, in the place of a subject, you can have a noun as well as a gerund. Speaking is an exchange of ideas. So speaking is the place of a noun, and it is here function as a subject. Like a noun, it can function as an object. For example, I like playing, or you can say I like playing basketball. So playing is an object and to the verb like. It can function as an object to a preposition. My love for reading is inborn. So reading is functioning here as an object to the preposition for. Like gerund, verbal noun is also an ing form, but a verbal noun is a gerund with some extra characteristics. A verbal noun does not retain any verb-like property like a gerund. So in a gerund has some verb-like property, but a verbal noun loses all its verb-like property and it functions totally as a noun. Like a pure noun, it can be modified by an adjective, and also it can be made plural, and it can be followed by a prepositional phrase. And all these are characteristics of a pure noun. For example, the building of the house cost his life. So here building comes from the verb build, but as we have a determiner before it and as it is followed by a prepositional phrase, it functions as a pure noun. Or you can say this is a beautiful drawing of nature. Here drawing comes from the verb draw and it is preceded by, that is before the noun, we have a determiner as well as an adjective modifying the noun, and also it is followed by a prepositional phrase. I was surprised at his quick understanding of the matter. So again we have a determiner, and then we have a noun, adjective, and then we have the noun understanding, but it comes from the verb understand, and it is followed by a prepositional phrase. So it has all the characteristics of a noun. In English, there are different ways of making a verbal noun. For example, arrive, we get arrival. We are waiting for the arrival of the train. decide, another verb, and the verbal noun is decision. I wanted his decision on the matter. From build we have verbal noun building. The building of the nation depends on the teachers. So verbal nouns is a type of verbal. So it's the gerund, participle and verbal noun. All of them come from a verb and they are verbal. But in case of verbal noun, we have some extra characteristics. Thus, verb plus ing is one of the ways of having a verbal noun from a verb. Indeed, verb plus noun is one of the ways of having a verbal from a verb. Present participle. A participle like gerund generates from a verb. But unlike a gerund, it is used as an adjective. So gerund and verbal noun, they function as noun, but present participle functions as an adjective. So a present participle is a form of verbal to be used as an adjective. For example, do not run after a running bus. So bus is a noun and we have normally an adjective before a noun, and here we have a determiner, then we have running, so it functions as an adjective to modify the noun bus. Do not touch the boiling water. You could say do not touch hot water. So instead of hot we have here boiling water. So it is modifying the noun water. As any adjective, a present participle can be modified by an adverb. For example, do not run after a fast running bus. So running is an adjective or present participle functioning as an adjective, and as an adjective can be modified by an adverb. So here running as an adjective can be modified by an adverb like fast. It is used in the continuous tenses after a be verb. So as we find in all the continuous tenses, there are 6 continuous tenses in the active 12 tenses. In all these 4 tenses we have a present participle. For example, I am thinking. So thinking is a present participle. He is standing at the gate. So before this present participle you have a be verb. I have been suffering from fever for 3 days. There is a present perfect continuous, and in all the continuous tenses you can have a present participle form of the verb. In the place of a present participle, an adjective can be used. That is, an adjective can replace the present participle. For example, I am thoughtful. So you could say I am honest, you could say I am tall, and also instead of thoughtful you could use I am suffering or I am thinking. I have been ill for 3 days. So I have been suffering. Instead of suffering you could say I have been ill for 3 days. So thoughtful and ill, they are adjectives, and instead of them you could use some ing form which can function as adjective. So let us have some differences between gerund and present participle, as students have some difficulty or confusion over determining which one is gerund and which one is present participle. So do not confuse between a gerund and a present participle, as both of them are verb plus ing form, but gerund functions as noun. Gerund is used as subject, thus after it, that is after the gerund, you will have a verb. A gerund is used as an object, that is, it comes after a transitive verb. A gerund can be used in prepositional phrase, so thus it can come after a preposition. Prepositional participle, present participle functions as adjective. Okay. It is different from gerund because it is used as an adjective. So in the beginning of a sentence you can have a verb plus ing, but for its being a present participle it has to be an adjective, and if it comes at the beginning of a sentence you will have either a comma or you will have another subject followed by a verb. That is, the verb has another subject, and the beginning ing form is not the subject of the verb, or it does not have a verb just after it. Just before a noun, a present participle can be used just like an adjective. After the noun, that is after the noun, you can have a present participle form as a post modifier. Okay. For example, I saw the man running. I saw the boy crying. After an adverb, because after an adverb you can have an adjective. So as present participle function as an adjective, you can have adverb before the adjective. So let us have some examples to clarify the differences between a gerund and a present participle. By eating vegetables, you can get vitamins. So you see, by eating vegetables, it comes after a preposition. So after preposition, you have a noun, so it functions as a noun. That's why it is a gerund. Eating too much, I was feeling uneasiness. I was feeling uneasy, it should be. Okay. Eating too much, so you have a comma, and was feeling is the verb, and you have a subject for was feeling, I. So eating as a subject does not have a verb, so it isn't a subject, but it modifies how or why was I feeling uneasy. So this eating functions as an adjective, and that is why it is a present participle. I heard the crying of a baby. So here crying is an object to the verb heard, and that's why it functions as a noun. But when you say I saw a crying baby, so it is baby is noun, and before baby crying is used as an adjective, so it is a present participle. You can say I saw a baby crying, the same thing. Crying is used, you have crying after the noun, but it modifies the baby noun because a crying was the condition the baby was found in. Lying is a great sin, or lying to your parents is a great sin. So you see that after lying you have a verb, so it is a subject, and that's why it's a gerund. Are you lying to me? So it is a present continuous tense, and that is why this functions as a present participle. Lying to his parents, he committed a great sin. So here after lying you don't have a verb because the verb committed has a subject he. So lying to his parents modifies the whole sentence. He committed a great sin. And how did he commit the great sin? By lying to his parents. So lying functions as an adjective here. My father is suffering from a serious ailing. So you have a as determiner, then you have an adjective serious, and ailing a noun, because after determiner and adjective you have a noun. So this functions as a gerund. But if you say look after your ailing parents, so your is determiner and parents is a noun. So ailing coming after before the noun, it functions and modifies the parents as an adjective. So it's a present participle. So that is all about present participle, gerund and verbal noun. Thank you very much for watching this video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.